Hello everyone. Hey kids. Karen Wolf here in the art studio, and we are going to paint a pumpkin. I know it's been a little bit, but we're going to do this. It's easy stuff, not anything difficult, and we can do this, I promise. We're going to paint it. I'm going to draw it in first, if I can find something to write with. I just cleaned up my art studio, so I have, cut stuff put in its place, but I don't know where that place is yet. You ever do that? You clean up and then you forget where you put something. Yeah. Clean up your room or clean up somewhere and then you forget where you put things. So I'm going to take a little piece of chalk here, a little piece of soft fine charcoal, and I'm going to draw this pumpkin in. So what we're doing, let me move you in. Let me move you in just a little bit closer. Okay. I think that's good. Oops, didn't mean to do that. I do apologize. All right. There we go. Okay. Let's move it out just to make sure. Okay, so what we're going to do here, we're going to draw in this this pumpkin. You can make the pumpkin any shape that you want. You can make your pumpkin round. You can make it kind of odd shape like mine is, or you can make it long shaped. We can make one long shape. Let's make one. You just start out, just make a shape. Make a shape. See, there's a long pumpkin. You ever see a long pumpkin? And then we're just going to have this up here. Come down with a little, these little things. Just little, kind of like, little sharp pointed, I can't think of the name of a shape. Upside down triangle, and then go up with your stem, up with your stem, just kind of make a little loop around, come down the side of it and loop around till it connects at the top. Some little squirrely thingies, and this one's going to disappear because we're going to paint over top of it. So there's that. So you can see that. Yeah, okay. So now what we're going to do, we're going to paint in this shape, okay? This you're going to have a little line down here, here, and here, because that's where your pumpkin, those little indentations in the side of the pumpkins. So let's do the stem. So we're going to take a little bit of brown, go in and paint in the stem. Today I'm using white, a little bit of yellow, orange, green, and brown. This is an orangish brown color called sienna. You can use whatever brown you have. And I'm using right now just a 1/2 inch flat brush. You can use whatever you have. Just a brush to paint in this. You could use whatever paints that you have there at home. I'm using acrylic paint. And you can use watercolors. You can use acrylic paint. You can use craft paint. Whatever you guys have will work. Just painting in that shape right there. All right, so we've got that in. Then we're going to go into some orange. Let's rinse our brush and dry it with a paper towel. Then we're going to go into some orange paint, and we're going to paint in the pumpkin. Just paint that outside shape in right there. Paint the outside line. This just makes it easier, painting the outside line in first, and then paint in the middle. And make sure you get all those little bumpies. Paint those bumps away. Paint the bumps away. Paint up to the color that you just painted. And then paint away from it. Just painting down. Paint in the shape that the pumpkin is. Don't go back side to side like that. Just try to keep it in the shape that the pumpkin is. And then we're going to come over here, outline that outside edge. And around. How are you all doing? How are you all doing? Doing good? All right. We're just painting around the outside edge. Then we come back in and we paint the center right up to that brown stem that we painted right there. Brown stem. All right. So now we've got in all this orange painted in for the pumpkin. So I'm just going back in with some more orange. I'm painting right now, what I'm painting on is a mixed media tablet. And these are great for the kids to paint on so that they can kind of like have an art journal. This is a mixed media, sometimes it's called multimedia, mixed media tablet. You can get them in different sizes. This one's a 9x12. And they're great for the kids because they can paint in. You can sign their name. They can sign their name, date it, and then have like an art journal. You can see their progress. Then we're going to go into some yellow. Yellow. I didn't even rinse my brush. I still have a little bit of orange on there. So I'm going to go into the yellow. I'm just going to sweep down. Load my brush again. And I'm just going to sweep down. Just get some yellow in there. Over here, I'm just going to sweep down, just kind of blending that in to what I already have on there, that orange. Just sweep it on there. You still want your orange to show, but you're just putting some light down underneath. Then we're going to go down here at the bottom, and we're going to paint in some green. I added some yellow to my green, but you can just use pure green. But if you add yellow to your green, look how pretty that is. Pretty green color just by mixing some yellow. And I'm just going to swish down below the pumpkin. Just swish out to the side. I got a little bit of orange on there. If you don't want to get your orange on there, just dry your pumpkin first. Just take a hair dryer and just dry that. So there's that. Then you can make it look like it's not floating in air if you go back in and take some of the darker green. Rinse your brush dry with the paper towel, take some of the darker green, and then just make this a little darker right under here. And that'll make it look like it's a shadow. And it's sitting in the grass, there in the shadow. Alright, if this didn't cover very good, you can go back over it. Mine didn't cover very good, so I'm going to go back up here. I'm going to paint it again a little bit. Just paint it back in. And I'm going to take a little bit of white and make a light brown color. And I'm going to paint it on the very top. Just drag your brush. Drag your brush. Touch, touch, touch. Drag your brush. Drag your brush. Tap, tap, tap. All done. Rinse my brush out. Then I'm going to paint in these little stripies. I shouldn't have rinsed my brush. Well, yeah, we're going to go back into the green. We're going to do a darker green, add a little bit of orange to, or darker brown, I mean. Add a little bit of orange to that. We're going to go into the brown and the orange. And we're going to just draw these lines with our brush. You can do that with a smaller brush. You don't have to do it with this one. You can do it with a smaller brush. As a matter of fact, I'll pick up one of those right now. This is like what you call a number 4 round there. So I can go into that orange-brown color, load my brush with that, and I want to go over here and draw in these little curly cues. The older kids can do it pretty much with the shape that it is, but the little ones, they can just draw that in there the best they can. Then we're going to draw some, put some highlights on here. Your highlights, we're going to go back with this 1/2-inch flat brush. Rinse that one and put it down. Going to go back into the 1/2-inch flat brush. Take some white. You can add a little bit of yellow even if you want. A little bit of white. And we're going to touch with the corner of that brush up here in the top. Swish. 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 Just swish it with the brush. Not a whole lot of paint on there. You can bring that over if you want. Then we're going to go down here. I'm going to rinse my brush and dry it with a paper towel. Go into the white and a little bit of yellow. Just a tiny bit of yellow, not a whole lot. You don't even have to go into the yellow if you don't want to. And then we're going to make a swish, 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 and a swish. Just like that. And that's your pumpkin. How about that? Go up a little bit further on my swish. There's your pumpkin. So cool, isn't it? Too cool. And if you need to go back over it with your orange, you just go back into your orange and paint over it. I've got charcoal lines on mine to darken it a little bit if you want to. There's a different shape. Your pumpkin can be any shape that you want. It doesn't matter. So sign and date your paintings, guys. You want to know when you painted it in a few years on down the road. You want to know when you painted this painting so that you can look back, see your progress, and it's fun. It's fun that way. All right. Thank you guys so much. Have a good day and come back and paint with me again. Bye-bye.